This is gonna be the best way for you to get your first store to $1,000. What is going on, guys? My name is Arie and welcome back to another video. I got a very exciting one for you today. In this one, I'm gonna be showing you step by step how you can get your first store to $1,000. No, but in all seriousness, guys, this is a serious video. I'm gonna get right to the point. I'm gonna hop into my computer and show you some notes that I got for you. Alright guys, we're in my computer now, and I got a couple things written down here because these are the two things that your first $1,000 are really going to be influenced by. Your time management and your testing strategy, okay? And you know, you might not know what I'm talking about, but I'll get right into that, of course. But for time management, for example, make sure that your whole store is completely set up. You're good to go. If you want me to take a look at it, I'll be glad to do it. Just DM me on Instagram. I might take a little bit to get to it, but I will get to it, I promise. Or join the live streams. I review stores on live all the time. Anyway, so you just want to make sure you have the pointers, you know, like have the look and feel pretty much on lock. Obviously, it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. That's not the priority here, but you definitely want to make sure it looks at least presentable and your niche or whoever you're targeting would trust the site. And what those things really mean, I mean, it's just essentially essentially what you want is tracking, a contact us page, and that's essentially it. That's all your main components from your front end. And then obviously you do want reviews, Ollie reviews, imported. And if you don't know how to import reviews to AliExpress, or I mean from AliExpress onto your store, there are plenty of apps that allow you to do it. The one that I like to use is called Luke's. It is a paid app, but they do have a free trial, so you can test it out. I just really like it because it allows you to import picture reviews in a really, really cool way. Like, it makes them look really cool on your store and like really, really believable, I guess. And that, honestly, I've seen it increase my conversions for sure, but I know there are other apps that do the same exact thing, just with a different look, essentially. So, you know, reviews, scarcity. Okay, so these are the things you're gonna need from your front end. You're gonna need just tracking, contact us, reviews ideally, scarcity of time and quantity, so you know, X amount of days left or X amount of hours left of the sale and X amount of stock available. That's essentially what that means. And then something to note with that is, and this is something that I talked about in my previous live stream, but this is kind of important, is actually make sure that you don't have all of your items on your store on sale, because if somebody goes to your store and then sees that everything is on sale, they're not gonna feel as special about that one product that they came to visit. And obviously, if you're acquiring them from Instagram influencers, which is what I'm gonna be talking about, they're not gonna feel as special when they see that the offer that you offered them and they saw and were compelled by, they're gonna see that every other item's the same thing. So why would, I mean, obviously this isn't a huge deal, but just make sure that it's not that way, okay? Just make sure you only have the ones that you're testing on sale. And then, you know, a good description is essentially gonna reiterate your scarcity, and then it's also just gonna have pretty much the product description. So you're gonna sell the product in your description. You know, try to use some emotional appeal, some social appeal. You could even mention, if you do have reviews, which you definitely should have reviews, you could mention that X amount of customers have recommended the product, and you know, or say you can look at the reviews on the bottom of this. You can look at the reviews at the bottom and check out what our customers have to say. Something along those lines, that works. Okay, so now that you have that done, you really want to go into your time management. I know I already wrote this, I guess, but your time management is really just going to come down to what activities are you doing every day. So, for example, how I like to start my days is by doing a little bit of product research, okay? I obviously check some of my ads, and then I start spying on other stores. Okay, so your product research, so spend a little bit of time every day or as frequently as you can doing a little bit of product research. This is what big businesses do as well. They have teams, marketing teams that focus on product research and market research in general. So this is what you should be doing too. Obviously, on a much smaller scale, you don't need to dedicate all of your time into product research, but you definitely do want to invest a little bit of your time into it. The best things to do in terms of product research are to spy on stores and also just look for new products to test, to import on with Overlow. And the best way to spy on other stores is obviously through the commerce inspector Chrome plugin. I did show you how to do that in my previous video. Not in my previous video, and when did I do it? Okay, I'll link the video in the description of the video where I show you where to get the Commerce Inspector Chrome plugin and how to spy on other stores and how to find other stores to spy on. But there's many ways to do it. And then obviously you want to look for new products pretty frequently to test. And like I said, you can find those products through either spying or simply AliExpress. But I will link the video in the description where I show you exactly how you can find products to test on your store. Anyways, so that's part of your day, and then the next thing you want to invest a little bit of time in is DMing influencers. Of course. And I mean, this is one of the biggest issues I think beginners have, and this is kind of like one of the biggest things people message me about is, you know, how do I get people to respond to me? I've messaged 10 influencers and none have responded. Yes, this will happen, guys. This is one of the cons of influencer marketing. Sometimes they won't reply. The best thing you can do is just keep your message short and sweet, okay? Just don't overthink it. Don't make it too long. Don't write a paragraph about your business. Simply, okay, and this is something I learned from someone else, but you can just do something like type this business related or just say like business, and then you can just say, hey, we are a new business looking for promotions in your niche. Boom. That's really all you need. Just start with the business, so that's what shows up in the DM, because you gotta understand, these influencers probably have a really cluttered DM like inbox, okay? So the way to stand out is simply by typing something like I just did, the business thing. And then you really want to keep it short and sweet, right to the point. Hey, we're a business looking for promotions in your niche. What are your shout out rates? Please get back to me as soon as you can. Boom. Simple. People won't have to spend invest time reading that. It'll be quick and you'll get a much higher response rate. And then after that, so you want to DM actually, you know, like as many as you can every day. I would say a minimum of 10 influencers every single day. And the main reason is because even if you're not necessarily planning on doing a shout out with them, you really want to have options as to, you know, you want to be able to pick out an influencer. Okay, let's do a shout out tomorrow. Okay, now let's do a shout out tomorrow. That's how you want this process to be, because now once I get to this testing strategy, that's essentially going to be like one of the biggest downfalls is if you don't have available influencers. And that's why you want to make sure that you're hitting up as many influencers as possible. So now that we've done that, so that's pretty much what you have to do throughout your day, every day. A little bit of product research and DMing influencers. That's going to be the most important thing. This is the first step to fast tracking your way into your first $1,000. I promise. You just need to DM as many influencers as you can, and then just do a little bit of product research. Try to find at least 2 to 3 products per week that you want to test, and that's part of the testing strategy. Okay, so here we're gonna go 2 to 3 products a week minimum. Okay, that's a minimum. You can test as many as you want per week, but 2 to 3 is gonna be something that's kind of manageable and you're not gonna feel overwhelmed. So then what you wanna do is 1 influencer per product, per product per day, okay? And what I mean by that is you don't want multiple influencers advertising the same product on the same day. The main reason is because then you won't know where your results are coming from. And a big part of the fast track to $1,000 is gonna be knowing where your results are coming from. So you never want to do two influencers for the same product when you're testing, okay? Only when you're testing. Once you know that a product works, then obviously you can do 5 influencers in one day and it'll be fine, okay? Because you're trying to scale at that point. But right now, we're testing a product. We want to see what works. We're just starting our store and we want to get to our first $1,000, okay? So you really just want to keep track of each influencer that you're testing, okay? You really want to see which one's bringing you results and which one you're gonna keep in your influencer Rolodex and you're gonna create a long-term relationship with, okay? So never do that. And then 1 shout out every day. And then you're gonna want to have a shout out every single day, okay? And that's why I'm saying you really want to test at least 2 to 3 products a day. That way you won't have to just keep relying on the same product each day. But obviously, if a product is working, okay, if a product has been getting you consistent sales, then definitely keep that product going for the next week, okay? So carry over. Now, once you find one that's actually getting you some sales, from your first week, you're gonna carry over that product into the next week, okay? Your next testing week. Each week, you really have to do this process like systematically. Detach yourself from your products. Your products are merely subjects for making you money. You're experimenting, okay? You're trying to get to your first $1,000 on your store, okay? Really think of this like a system. This is a system. Each week, you need to test 2 to 3 products a day. Each day, you need to have a shout out going, and then each day, you need to DM more influencers, okay? So anyways, you carry over the successful products in the next week with bigger influencers. So you're gonna wanna carry the products into the next week with bigger influencers. And this is another don't. It's gonna be don't test this, or don't do a shout out for a product that you previously did on the same influencer. I have been a victim of this in the past, and it actually made me money the first time, but then because of that, I thought that it was okay to keep doing this, and then I started just losing money every single time, and I didn't know why, but obviously then it just kind of hit me like a brick. I was like, well, obviously their audience is just gonna, you know, get saturated for this one product, so I'm not gonna make any more sales, you know, and that's really how it works. And I think I might have said in the past that, like, you can do, if it once working, you can keep using it, but you can, but only just with a different product. So if you have an influencer that's working, so if an influencer did work for you, you definitely want to write them down and then start testing products that are similar to the product that worked, okay? So then you want to write them down, keep track of like write them down. Okay, so if an influencer worked, you want to write them down, and then you want to write down the time of the day that they posted at and the day of the week that they posted at. And then the main reason why you want to do that is because, like I said, you really want to keep track of absolutely every factor in this, okay? You want to know what's getting you results and what isn't, okay? That way you can keep using what's working and just scrap what isn't. This is going to be the best way for you to fast track your success, and this way you're going to minimize your losses and optimize your success, like I said. So you want to keep testing new products that are similar to the ones that worked, though. So if an influencer, you know, you had, for example, a cat necklace that worked really well, the next week you want to use that influencer again with a cat ring, you know, like you want to do things that are similar. Anyways, this is going to be your testing strategy, guys, okay? It's really that simple. I mean, it might not sound too simple, but just try to execute it anyways, okay? Take massive imperfect action. Don't overthink this. It's simple, okay? It's not like, it does take like a couple, maybe 3 hours of your day, maybe 2, maybe more. It depends on how you want to do this, but it doesn't take that much. And I promise you, you'll start seeing success if you do this every single week. Just think about it. In a month, you would have tested, you know, roughly 8 to 12 products. That's pretty decent, okay? That's pretty decent. One of those is definitely likely to be a winner if you're doing everything correctly. So guys, I'm gonna link in the description. First of all, the Shopify 14-day free trial if you need, because definitely you wanna take advantage of the trial if you haven't started your store yet and you wanna follow this blueprint. And then also, I'm gonna link in the description how I'm making ads for these influencers to post. And then I'm also gonna link in the description the way that I made $550 from a $33 shout out, because in that video I go step by step how I create a caption for each of my influencer shout outs, as well as how I create video ads for my ads. And that's gonna be really important because video ads, guys, they're gonna put you so far ahead of the competition. Not a lot of people are doing video ads, hardly anyone is, only the people who are succeeding are. Right? So start testing video ads, implement this blueprint that I just showed you, and I promise you, you're gonna fast track your success so much that you're gonna feel more and more motivated. You're gonna start testing 4 new products this week. You're gonna start putting more budgets into some of your winning products, and you're gonna eventually create a successful dropshipping business. So follow this blueprint. I'm gonna hop out of my computer and and pretty much summarize everything. Alright guys, hopefully you got something out of this video. Definitely implement this blueprint that I just showed you and be consistent with it, okay? Build momentum. Don't stray away from it. I know maybe only like 5 of you are actually realistically gonna start doing this, make it 10, make it 20 of you, okay? Take action, start doing these things. Create your success. Success is all up to you. I promise you that, like, don't blame it on anyone else. If you do these things, you will see success eventually, I promise you. So just implement these tips. Guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. You definitely need to join the family, and you definitely need to turn on your notifications as well so you know when I'm gonna upload, because value, okay? You know you're gonna learn something that's gonna influence your business tremendously perhaps. So definitely make sure you're in the notification squad. And guys, that is all I have for you today. I'll see you in tomorrow's video, okay? Peace out.